Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm going to talk about what it means to have the Sun conjunct to Pluto in the composite chart. So the composite chart is different than the synastry relationship chart comparison. It is a separate chart that is made from the two individual birth charts. It's kind of like what the two partners birth together, who they are as a separate entity, the energy and the natal chart of the relationship itself. So when we have a powerful aspect like this one tends to be a relationship that changes your entire life in some incredibly drastic way. So Pluto signifies transformation, death, rebirth, depth, healing, intensity, sexual energy, and compulsion. And the Sun represents the identity of the relationship, the ego, the main light of the relationship itself, the most powerful, potentially the most important point of the entire composite chart, the light of the relationship. So when these are conjunct, unavoidable transformation is kind of like the theme here. Now, I've also seen this show up in relationships where one person or both persons are very, very obsessed with each other in a sort of like a toxic way. So whenever, and this can even happen with like even a trine though, with Sun to Pluto, which I'm going to talk about too in another video. Like the energy of Pluto in the composite chart and in the synastry is so powerful that sometimes it can get people a little bit obsessive, a little bit crazy. Like this definitely brings up some deep stuff. So the conjunction though is the most powerful aspect to have in the composite chart. I have only seen this in the composite chart of relationships that are very intense, or like, so you have your life and the way that it's going before you have this relationship, and then you have this relationship and you have what happens after, and it's completely different. It's like it completely changes the trajectory of your entire life. So it's definitely not a relationship to be taken lightly. Now, if it is a romantic relationship, there is an extra level of like passion and intense energy to be able to transform your life with though too. So that's the thing with Sun to Pluto aspects in the composite chart as well, is like it's not just an internal transformation. Sometimes when we get into these type of plutonic relationships, when it's Sun to Pluto, there's actually external changes in your life that come about because of this relationship. And now when it's a conjunction like this, you're going to want to look at the house in the composite chart. If you have the accurate birth times of both people, you want to look at the house that this conjunction is taking place in, because that house is like the area where this major transformation is going to happen for both people. So yeah, this one, I'm not surprised this was requested, because yeah, it's just one of those like jaw-dropping ones. But there's also certain aspects like that when you see them, if it's also going on with a bunch of other like maybe difficult aspects, there's some aspects in the composite chart that are like red flags, right? Like, and so this one, if I saw it, I would always mention it, that there is that potential for obsession. There is a potential for this relationship being something that does end up causing you pain, because when we have the Sun and Pluto in conjunction, you know, I'm talking about this transformation. Well, how does transformation happen? Sometimes things are not going to be easy. Sometimes this is going to be a very difficult relationship that causes you pain, which leads to the transformation. Now, that's not going to be for everybody. Like, you know, you could see a functioning couple with this aspect, but it's just that the relationship brings out a very plutonic, a very scorpionic energy in them. So it's not really like a relaxing relationship. It's not really like a fifth house, you know, joyful, unless this is happening in the fifth house. But it's not like a super lighthearted relationship. It's like a relationship where you both know there is some major purpose, there is some, compulsive energy to be together because something big is happening here. It can feel fated. It can feel even scary to some level, like with this conjunction, because of the power and potency that it has. Now, it could also make both people incredibly strong together. So when you are in this couple, when you are with this person, you're actually able to project stronger energy, a stronger identity out into the world. So something that's interesting about the composite chart, and specifically I find like with the composite sun aspects, is that can sometimes show how the outer world is responding to you, specifically even more if it's on the 7th or the 10th house cusp, or even the first. Wherever this is taking place, those are probably the most public places. That's why I said that. But even just in general, the energy of the composite sun, it can show how other people are seeing you in the relationship. So other people can see this couple as like a power couple, or like two very dominating individuals, or two very intense individuals, or two individuals that are always going through crisis or something, or drama, right? That's the energy that people can see of this couple, is that this is just they're a force to be reckoned with. And other people, when we have Sun to Pluto aspects in the composite chart, can react very strongly or with great animosity towards the people in this relationship. It's interesting how these aspects work, is that the outer world can kind of take issue with you too. So it could be that like there's something about this couple that is triggering for people, or just evokes intense reactions from other people. So like it's a little bit different than, say, like the Sun conjunct Venus, and everybody can just see your love for each other and they just think, wow, what a beautiful couple, And with Sun to Pluto, it's like, wow, those two are intense. Maybe I love them, maybe I hate them, but either way, I react like very strongly to them. So that's something you can notice if you're a couple with this conjunction. But yeah, there's a lot of magnetism. There's a lot of attraction when we have these Pluto aspects in the composite chart, because I think on like some deep level, everybody does want to die to the parts of themselves that are old, or no longer helpful to the current identity, and when we have a Sun Pluto aspect, and specifically the conjunction is going to be the most powerful, we recognize on some unconscious level, or maybe even a conscious level because it is the Sun, we recognize that this relationship and this person can be a really helpful person in our life to help us, go through these deaths and rebirths and become a more higher version of ourselves, or a more integrated with our own power, version of ourselves. So yeah, this one, handle with care. It's definitely intense. It can cause people to become pretty obsessed with each other, but like I said, it's for that reason, that like there is this potential for transformation together, and you can definitely have a lot of growth and identity shifts and awakenings when you are in a couple like this. And you need to look at the house this is taking place in. That's going to be a major focus of this relationship. And you become plutonic together if you are not already plutonic. So people that are already having some Scorpio or plutonic or Pluto aspects in their natal birth chart are going to find this more comfortable and more natural than people who do not have that plutonic signature. They will be more hesitant or fearful of this aspect. So that's something to always look at too when you're seeing these outer planet aspects in synastry. The composite chart is like, the individuals, how well will they respond to this energy, right? Because someone who's a Scorpio or heavily Plutonic would probably feel like this is just like home, you know, it's not no big deal. Whereas someone else might be very freaked out um, and triggered by the amount of like transformation and intensity that's brought up with this aspect. So, yeah. Um, Thanks for watching, you guys. I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. Was it like this? Was it not like this? I'd love to know in the comments below. And I'm doing your requests. Let me know any requests that you have. Okay, talk soon. Love you guys. Bye.